All right. So we see some people joining in. Perfect. That's nice. Hey guys, welcome to another Q&A session for the complete course for studying in Germany. And I host these sessions mainly because there are a lot of questions that students still have, doing this big investment, and maybe those kind of questions should already be cleared so that you don't like think twice, three times whatsoever, should I do it or not? And once you decide to enroll, you do it with a free mind and not that you are going inside with a hesitation or something, right? So that's why we take out this time. We are going to just like go through different kind of questions that you have, and then we are going to start seeing the basics, like which we always talk about. For example, what kind of things are necessary when you're applying for bachelors, what kind of things are necessary when you're applying for masters, and so on. All right, so folks, that's this. Now let's first of all, always we can start with the cities. Which cities are you joining in from? Let me know the cities, and then we will slowly jump into the questions. After cities, I think I have another question. Then we will just maybe take a look at both of these and then go ahead. Devyanshu, Vinay, Dipanshu, perfect. We have a lot of them. Vishnu is joining in again, even though Vishnu is already enrolled in the course. Vishnu, there's better ways to spend this if you're already enrolled in the course. Okay, so I see a lot of Bangalore, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi, even Sonipat, that's interesting, Coimbatore, Saharanpur, Jhansi. Okay. Nice. So we have people joining in from all over India. That's nice. And now let's take a look at another thing. So are you right now studying your bachelor's? So what kind of bachelor's you're studying? Let's say that. Now, is it BTech? Is it BCom or BBA? What is it? And what field? Okay, so Mohan is in his final semester. Swati is also doing bachelor's, BTech mechanical, BTech. So mainly BTech, BE, BCA. Okay, that's good. And even BBA. That is also good. So like you are eligible for studying in Germany from all of these. Even like somebody is saying about BSc, that BSc you generally have some natural science courses. No? Okay, and we also have BCom. And okay, so we have mechanical, CSC, civil. I'm seeing nice. Okay, that's good. Diploma, right? So for diploma, if somebody is doing diploma right now, after diploma you can in some cases do a bachelor's, like which is the chances are very less. Let's say like 10% universities or something accept it. But after diploma, you essentially should be doing a bachelor's in India. And then afterwards, like you come for doing your master's. All right. Mass communication, business administration. All right. Yeah. All of these are good. Now, so you don't have to at least worry like if my field is going to be having some kind of problems whatsoever. B Pharma has some kind of issues because you cannot like exactly study like pharmacy in Germany, because for that you need to give the state exams and stuff, but you can do like applied subjects for that. All right, so I think like that clears things up a bit. That's nice. Now we are going to go ahead. I'm going to like tell you some of the details about what kind of things are important when you're like applying for the German universities. We will have some tips sprinkled here and there, and also we will have a bonus towards the end. So there will be a bonus that we will share with you, once the live session starts. So let's do it right away. We know all of the information. We know which cities we are from. Then afterwards, with cities, what kind of like studies and so on. And this is then nice. Let's go ahead and start it. Now again, like we start every single live session, close all of the other tabs, because anyways I'm taking out this 1 hour for you, so rather just have all of your focus here, especially if you're like interested in like thinking about starting your masters and stuff. Otherwise, if that's not your priority, then it doesn't make sense for you to like attend this live session anyways, so you can leave that now. I'm giving you a few seconds for anybody who wants to leave, otherwise then we're going to start right away. Alright, so that's good. Close all of the other tabs. The €100 coupon discount that you're seeing everywhere, like it is going away slowly because it just like completely depends on like how the corona situation develops. If it is something that is going to maybe take a bit longer, then of course like we cannot like take it out right away, because the most I think the biggest question like I receive all the time is like our salaries are cut in half and we cannot like afford the course right now at like 47,000 Indian rupees, which was the price previously, and now the course is like what, around 26,000 rupees only. So of course like I have to take a lot of losses in that sense, because like I will be giving you support from the moment you enroll in the course till the time your master's is done. So for me, like it's almost like sometimes 3 years of process. No? And for 299 euros, if you see like in Germany, you will not like get much. So of course, there's a lot of things stuck inside, but I also understand that the times are really difficult right now, and people just like need incentivized. Oh boy, I just received like some kind of like questions, and my like focus just directly drifts away. Something about nonsense. All right. So let's start. Fast action bonus is going to be, if you enroll within the first 1 hour of the webinar, we will have another exclusive Kickstarter Q&A session for the first 10 students who enroll in the course. Right, so like in this Kickstarter session, we are going to quickly start you up with how do you start shortlisting the universities, what kind of things you have to take care of when you're writing the CV, LOR, SOP, whatsoever. No, it doesn't matter at all. We are going to help you with all of that right away. So that session will be announced to the students who will be enrolling within the first 1 hour of the webinar. No? And then you can join in with that link. This session that we were talking about is going to happen on Wednesday, and the timing will be given to you via email. Perfect. So for the people who don't know my story, I'm just going to like quickly wrap it up. So I was born in 1995. So that makes me 25 years old right now. I started my master's at what, 22, right? 23? I don't know. Yeah, 21. I started my master's in structural engineering. Then I shifted my master's, and then I started studying international management engineering. And this is the entire story of that. So like when I was in India afterwards, like, I had my preschooling in Germany from 97 to 99. That red kid that you see right there in the first row, that's me. I was, I think, the only Indian in the kindergarten. At that time, like, there didn't used to be a lot of foreigners in Germany. Then we have, I came back to India, started my schooling and everything, and then I started my bachelor's in Deen Bandhu Chodram University of Science and Technology. This is a small university in Haryana, and it's near New Delhi. Then I met Alina in 2014. And afterwards, the third year ended, and like most of us know that after the third year, you generally have to do an internship. That used to be the case in our scenario. Now things have changed a bit. Now in the last semester, generally you have given the choice, either you do a major project or you do an internship. Nah? So in our times, it didn't used to be the case. We had to do an internship right after the third year ended, and the internship could go during the summer semester. Nikunj, please stop spamming the chat. I will have to then put you into timeout. Right. So Ro is asking, what did you do after BTech? I think that's also an interesting question. I'm going to like come back to it. because you'll see that on the screen anyways. So in 2015, I started doing my internship at Schleichberger and Partner in Berlin. And then afterwards, bachelor's kind of like ended. And I didn't wait because I think a lot of people think that uh, you just have to wait and you have to maybe like take some kind of work experience and so on. And I think this is the biggest lie that I don't know so many people like tell you, because it's absolute nonsense. If you think about it, like if you know a goal and your goal is to, let's say, like go and study in Germany, like why should you be wasting time in things which do not matter in the longer run? Yes, like work experience matters somewhat, but it still does not count for the work experience that you will be having when you will rather spend that 1 year working in Germany, doing an internship in Germany, doing training whatsoever. That always makes more sense, and that is the path that you should be ideally choosing every single time, right? So definitely think about this, keep this in mind, and then afterwards plan these things. Emma is saying, should I take a year's break to plan properly? So the thing is, Emma, very interesting question, right? About planning, the story with planning is that sometimes like you do not need to like separately take out, I don't know, like months of your time to just sit down and think about what you're going to do. Most of the times you realize it during your bachelor's, or what you can do is you can do the next best thing. You can do the thing that you feel like doing, and if you don't want to like pursue it further, you will always have options to like turn it around. So I personally am really not a huge fan of like just like sitting down doing nothing and just like planning for a year or something, like what should I do afterwards. That is an absolute waste of your time. Guys, all of these questions that you're asking, like I will take it up, don't worry about it, we take it up towards the end. All right. So my BTech ended, and then then I started my master's in structural engineering at TUHH. Then I started my YouTube channel in 2017, January 2017. I think then the first India meetup happened, of course, was a flop. Then I changed my course to international management and engineering, learned a lot of things. Second India meetup, we had a lot of people. Then I started Big Academy. Then we had the third one. There were a lot more people. Then I finished my master's last year, and I started Brand Device. So like my master thesis ended on, not ended, the final presentation. So like once the master's is done, you have to give a final presentation. My final presentation was on 4th December, I think. Yeah. On 4th December that happened, and then afterwards on around like I think 29th December or something, I started Brand Device, where I do like marketing consulting for German companies, right? So like I take care of their Facebook ads, I take care of their YouTube ads. Bharat in Germany still is a thing that I'm doing on the side. Brand Device is the main thing. That's like where my expertise lies in like marketing consulting with different kind of companies, and that is also like then my main business. BIG, like it's just something that I like to do because I was once a student and I know how painful things are when you're going through the entire process. So this is the story so far for the people who are new to us, and the end goal for this entire story was that like I have a master's degree from a German public university, a TU, and have native fluency in German language. That is, I think, something that I always aimed for, mainly because I knew that even if in India, like we had all of these like dramas, like with reservation whatsoever, like at least in Germany, you would have a playing field once you can prove yourself on the basis of the skills you have, right? What, you don't know German? Maybe that's being a disadvantage to you? Learn German. You don't have a degree? Get a degree. You don't know a particular kind of programming language skill whatsoever? Get that. So at least with the help of merit, you can change things. But in India, when like a caste decides like what kind of university you can study in and what kind of places you can get and how much government jobs are like blocked for you and stuff like that, I personally find it nonsense. That's why like for me, this was one of the major reasons why I was like, I'm going to make the field leveled and then I'm going to start with this entire process. So that's happened, that's what happened. And then afterwards, like many people ask, like, is it really worth it? Like if you see the Day in Life series, you will see there are so many like students from different kind of like universities and cities and so on who are in the series, who have shown like what kind of day they are living generally when they're studying in Germany, and how happy they are and what kind of tips they have with the students. even right now we have the season 2 coming up, and the season 2 is in collaboration with, wow, man, some people like really surprise me. I'm just like deleting the live chat because, oh, cheap shit, really. Right. So, anyways, the season 2 is now coming in collaboration with a study in the Study in Germany Land of Ideas campaign, which is an initiative run by Dodd. So of course, like they really love this series, and that's why like they were like, we can step inside and also like support you for the season 2. And that was our plan, because then we want to like make it more international, show you like more different kind of things. And these are how things progress. Now if you do something nice, like of course everybody else comes inside and they want to support you too. Yep, Tim, that's why that person got blocked now from the live chat. Stupid questions have no point here at all. All right, so bachelor's in Germany. Now, for people who want to do bachelor's in Germany, you have essentially like, three different ways. The first one is Studienkolleg. The second one is if you do 1 year of a bachelor's in India, and then afterwards, or like maybe you clear your JEE mains, or if you have done diploma, what can you do afterwards? So with Studienkolleg, you essentially have to learn German till B1, B2. You have to come to Germany to write the Aufnahmeprüfung, and you have to cover 1 extra year of your studies, which is called Studienkolleg. So the main difference lies here, because you have 12 years of studies in India, but whereas in Germany you have 13 years of studies, and that's the major difference, right? So do that, then you have the Feststellungsprüfung, the FSP exam, which you have to write. This is a university entrance examination like we have as JEE or something in India. And then like, of course, B2 is recommended, and you get the temporary student visa for 3 months in the starting, and then you come here, you extend it further, and like that's how things progress. All right. So Jasmeet, I would gladly talk about PhD, but like we never have like enough people for PhD for me to like, take out separate time for it. So if you want to like, of course, learn more about what kind of like different student colleagues and everything is available, you can take a look at studentcolleagues.de. That's a very nice website. It kind of like gets you started with a lot of things. If you have just like first year, if you want to do first year of your bachelor's in India, then also you're eligible for studying in Germany, or you can clear your JEE mains, well, which is generally very difficult. But hey, if you can do it, you can study in Germany. Then after diploma, there are few universities which accept you directly in the bachelor's program, but these universities are very less. But for example, university, this TH Deggendorf and stuff, like they let you do that. Now, try to apply for then universities which are not asking you to submit your degree via UniAssist. That will always help you. All right, so let's talk about masters real quick. Oh, I'm sick, man. So for masters, you essentially have two options. Now, before we go ahead, I want to like quickly ask one thing, and that is like, what is your score right now? No, because of course many people tell you about like, research papers, like, you need to have so many research papers, blah blah, and you need to have work experience of these and these many months or years, all sorts of nonsense. But I tell you like one thing right now, the major thing which decides everything is the score in your bachelor's. Now, so right now, let me know what kind of like bachelor score you have so far. Now, so it doesn't matter if you're in a fourth semester, sixth semester, what it should be, maybe the fifth semester, seventh semester, and so on. Now, doesn't matter. Whatever score you have, I think it's important that you share, and then like it makes sense for us to like decide what kind of things you can do in these kind of scenarios. So we have scores coming up anywhere from greater than 8, then we have greater than 7, and then we have some of them, let's say lower than 7. This is where I like draw a line, and mainly because like 7, if you multiply it with 9.5, like it ends somewhere around what, 63 plus 3, so 66%. So you can go a bit lower, but I think like 7 is a good place to like make a distinction, right? So what is the story now? What kind of things should you do? So at 65%, so like above 65%, you can for sure like, get a public university in Germany, and that to an English taught program. That's not a problem. Now, if you have anything between, let's say 65, so 60 to 65%, that is a gray zone. So like I've definitely seen like people getting inside in English taught programs with this, no? But it's rather unpredictable, but it still happens. If you have your application documents in like order, no? And like they're very well made, you have a nice SOP, you had like really good LORs, and like you have a solid CV and stuff, then it is very not very easy, but it's still like easier to get inside these public universities. And then afterwards, the other story comes where you have, let's say, less than 60%. Now, here, of course, in 60 to 65, you have the option of private universities. So here's the thing, like, of course, a lot of people think like I'm against private universities and stuff like that. I'm against the bad quality of some private universities. There are definitely some good ones. But in general, I don't see the sense of like spending so much money in order to get a degree. Like, for example, if maybe masters in Germany would have costed like 30,000 euros or something, I personally know I would have never gone for it, mainly because I don't see a sense of like spending so much money, you know. I mean, degrees are nice, of course, like, they open the doors into different kind of like career fields and things like that. But I personally don't see a lot of sense of like spending so much money. And that's the reason I always say, like, try for public universities. Whatever money that you save up there will always be some kind of other places where you might use the money that you're saving right now when you're studying in a public university, right? So that is the main motivation that I talk about there. Now, under 60%, I think it always makes sense that you come for German taught programs. No, that's the major difference. So this is essentially what we also have in the screen, that like either you can come for the German taught programs. Now there's no percentage bar whatsoever. So my percentage, so where is the iPhone screen? Yeah. So my percentage was what, I think 70.3 or 4 or something like that. So it was of course there, but I still like thought about coming into the German taught program. And my motivation was just because I knew if I'm like coming for a German taught program, my chances of like my job opportunities so will be nicer, because I'm able to like provide more value for the money that people have. Let's say a business person just wants to give out 4,000 euros for one position. Would he rather pay you, somebody who doesn't have maybe like no German proficiency, or would he pay for somebody who has German proficiency and also has English? Of course, makes sense here directly, because he is going to get more value out of his money, and this is what you have to understand over and over again. No? But again, you can also like learn the German language alongside your masters. That is not a problem, but then really learn it. I tell you, like over and over again, like I see one excuse most of the times that masters started and it was like so much work, blah blah, I didn't get to it. That is first of all a massive excuse, because I've seen also a lot of people who have done German language till C1 alongside their masters. So you have to make a difference here, that would you want to be the person who is going to be complaining about like not finding jobs or like having difficulty whatsoever, and especially during these corona times. Like right now I tell everybody, if you're getting hired, like you should be lucky that you're finding a job right now, because normal people are having a lot of problems. Like finding jobs, it is not as easy anymore, because every single company has to think this thing like 2-3 times. They make a decision, is it worth it for us for like investing so much money inside this person for such a long time, especially in times when we don't know if our own bills can get fulfilled, right? So, but that's why like you have to see, you have to just build your skills, you have to add more value. If you add enough value to somebody, I'm pretty sure like they're willing to like pay any kind of like price for that. And this is what I've learned while doing my marketing consulting with different kind of companies. Like I provide them like some very solid like strategies, content strategies. I take care of their Facebook ads and stuff. And then of course that's like then very well paid, right? The same thing goes for you. Now here, of course, like you don't need any IELTS for the German taught program. You generally need test staff 4 by 4. You need the German language till B2. And then of course, like in German taught program, you have more courses, there's less competition, you have more secure job opportunities and no percentage bar. But when you're coming for the English taught programs, you have like 6.5 CGPA that you generally need. Also, there are some universities which tell you that you do not need to show us any kind of English proficiency exam. You can just show us your medium of instruction certificate. Now, well, makes sense, but I tell you one thing, most of the like bigger German universities, they essentially need you to show the IELTS because they know like medium of instruction might not suffice. They like it doesn't really tell what kind of like English language proficiency you have. It just says that you studied your bachelor's in English, right? So both are the scenarios, but I always like suggest people to actually write an IELTS exam. It's always better. You have more international environment, good job opportunities, and requirements on universities' websites are always there, so you can take a look at that. But minimum what I advise for this is like at least 60%. Like below 60%, I do not think like you can get inside an English taught program in a German public university, right? Because again, they have a lot of like stress, like not stress, but like they have a lot of like emphasis on how well did you perform during your academics. David is asking a very nice question. So David is asking, does backlog matter during masters, right? During bachelors. So backlog does not have any negative impact as long as your final grades are good. And why does it not matter, right? So it does not matter mainly because German universities generally think that a student, he might take longer for learning a particular subject very well, but he should be able to prove himself that he has a good proficiency at that. That's why generally in Germany you see like instead of 2 years of masters, like they're generally having 4 years of masters. So 2 years gets converted into 4 years. And this is like the master's duration. Why? Because the German companies do not care how long you've done your masters. They just care like what is your final CGPA and what kind of work experience then you have. Nah? And work experience could mean something like internship, and it could mean part-time job, full-time job, and so on. So this is for masters, like I said, 2 years can be extended to 4 years. For bachelors, 3 years can be extended to 6 years, right? But of course, have a relevant reason behind it. Not that like you just didn't feel like studying more subjects, that's why you're not doing it. Oh, some people are asking for DM and stuff. Nope, you're not going to use this live chat for spamming. All right. So this is the main idea, right? Himanshu saying, please discuss about medicine in Germany. Many Indian students need information about it. Himanshu, yes, I would love to do it, but being an engineer, like the one thing that I can like most comfortably talk about is engineering and let's say BBA, BCom and other things. For medicine, like you have a very different path. Like for BCA, BCom, BPA, whatsoever, like you have the similar like application process and everything, right? So that's the reason for that. All right, so we have then this covered. What is the story with masters in Germany? Again, like, you know, in the group, like you generally see like people everywhere. So like somebody got an admission with 7.1 CGPA with IELTS 6.0. And another one said like he had 10 backlogs and he completed his BTech in 6 years, but still was able to, get good universities. And this is like just very nice words of encouragement for anybody else who question themselves over and over again if it makes sense for them to come to Germany. So I really like that people share these kind of things and we can then like, get motivated by it and also like plan our things better. Now, what are the main intakes in Germany? You also have to like understand that. So the main intakes are two: summer intake and winter intake. Summer intake deadline is on 15th January and the semester starts on 1st April. Winter intake deadline is 15th July, and the semester starts on 1st October, but this time it's starting on 1st November, so like it also like depends. And you need to have 2 to 3 years of masters. Generally, when you are coming to study in Germany, it could go like anywhere from 2 to 3 years. If you're going till 4 years, like you should really have a very good reason. 3 years I understand, because maybe you want to take a Urlaub semester and you want to take an internship whatsoever. It doesn't matter at all. So you can like definitely do that. That's a good choice. Now Ankit is asking an interesting question. Ankit is saying, does gap matter between 12th and BTech? So generally, like universities do not care so much about it now, because you can like maybe show some kind of things. Maybe you were like learning something, you were like helping somebody in somebody's business whatsoever, you were doing some kind of training, but like you must be learning something. Like it is not possible that you wasted your 1 year entirely like doing nothing. Nah? So of course that is never the case. That's why like I'm not so worried about it. Like you will definitely be able to show something. So yes, this is not a problem. All right, so that's that then. Now the big academy, of course, like that's what we are here for, because many people want to like enroll in the course, and then we are just like taking up these questions so that like you are then having a better mindset of what kind of things await you in the course. So you get support from the enrollment in the course till your master's ends in Germany. So like everything in the middle, visa process, application process whatsoever, you have information about all of those things. You have detailed guides, workshops. Even recently I took a test staff workshop. Now test staff is a very difficult exam, and of course because I cleared it, I could like of course take a workshop for it and so on, and like teach my course students what kind of things they have to take care of when they're writing the exam. Everything you need to know about studying in Germany is exactly in one single place. You have 80 plus like detailed lessons. I think right now it's like almost 100 or something. You have lifelong access, and of course like it saves you time for more important things. Maybe you want to learn German or like do some kind of other things. Then you have bi-weekly live sessions in the BIG enrolled students group, and of course like the other things that you're learning from somebody who's already been through the process. I think like that goes without saying at this moment right now. Also another thing, like we have the main Facebook group where we have almost like 40,000 members, but it is very chaotic right now. That's why like I do not even like take out much time for it. All sorts of things are happening there, but at least like in the other course where like I have my students who enroll in the course, they're like more serious, and like I can put them in one direction or the other. Now you have €100 coupon discount for the first time signups with the bonus of this Kickstarter session, where we like take an exclusive session for the students who enroll, because I just want to like keep a smaller group so that like it is not dramatic and like there are like 50-60 different people like asking questions. So 10 students, and we have this like Kickstarter session, and then you can like start with your process. This is generally how the course looks like. You have the lessons in the middle. This is a video, of course it's a screenshot right now, and then we talk about all sorts of stuff like income tax and social contributions, what is the scope of bachelor's, master's and PhD, finding the right bachelor's and things like that. Oops, we got a super chat, so that means I need to take it up real quick. Arbaz is saying, hey Bharat, if someone is having 70% in BTech along with 310 in GRE 6.0, okay, that's a very good profile actually. That's not bad if you have B2 level in German already. Now, of course, like I show these things all the time. If you have University of Bayreuth and you talk about Maschinenbau Master, so I will show you something real quick. Now, so University of Bayreuth, in a university like this, if you go down and you see like with B2, you can actually already start studying in the university. So B2. With this, you can directly enroll in the university, which is so nice. So some universities like also let you enroll directly with B2. Others like, make some more drama. So you have to give test stuff. But Arbaz, in that kind of scenario, I would say just go with the B2 one. All right, so we had that real quick covered. Now the big academy has like students from 6 different nationalities. You have we have people from Mexico, we have people from Chile, we have from Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India, of course. and I think one is even from Hong Kong. So like we have students from like all of different kind of countries, because like it doesn't matter which country you come from, it just matters like which kind of country you want to go to, and as long as it is Germany, like this course helps you with that. Now the next exclusive Kickstarter session, which is going to happen for the students, will be happening on Monday at 8:30 p.m. right? So just make sure that you are like catching up for that, because this is the entire point. So for the students who are going to enroll in the course like in the next 1 hour, so when the live session ends, so I think in Germany it will be 10, so 10 we are planning on like closing the session, so like till 11 you can enroll, 11 a.m. CEST, or I think for India it would be any, so 02:30 p.m. yeah, till 2:30. If you enroll till 2:30, like you will have this exclusive then Kickstarter session too. So I think we had another super chat, but somehow Srinidhi just forgot to paste his question with that. Srinidhi, let me know again, like write it down, and I think I'll try to keep an eye out for it, because you did not write the question right next to your super chat, and now it's just crazy here. I cannot read it. Okay, so right, that's it. Then we are going to take a look at the few things, and then we will go ahead and like go full flow inside the Nikunjas, man, spamming again. I do not like spammers at all. Right, so we have this live session at 8:30 p.m. IST. So we are taking this on Monday, next Monday. So we take this on next Monday at 8:30 p.m. IST, and we have like 466 members in the Facebook group, and a total of 539 enrolled students, which is a nice number. Like I'm like super proud about it, because previously the course was really tiny, but like now more and more students are aware about it, more and more students are joining it, and more students are getting the benefit from it. Of course, like if you compare like Big Academy like with other consultants, like other consultants like charge you anywhere from like 2 lakh to 5 lakh rupees, whereas like in Big Academy you just have a very like straight price of like 549 euros. But during these corona times, like things are like right now of course like subsidized, because people cannot take care of all of maybe like such a big amount. And I totally understand, like it's a big investment, maybe like 26,000 is like definitely lesser, so that it encourages you to like still keep on going on your journey, whatever you plan for coming to Germany. Now Big Academy, of course, I've done my master's from TU Hamburg. It was a German taught program. Most of the consultants, they don't even have a degree from a German public university. Then you have the establishment, the business is registered in Germany, and these consultants like of course never even left India. And control, like you have the control of the entire application process and visa process, because we are teaching you how to do it. Whereas if you like give a consultant somebody, he's going to just tell you, all right, like I've applied to these many universities, now after this you have to give me another 10-20,000 rupees in order to, I don't know, like get the final admits whatsoever. Then we have lifetime access for the course. So like you have also like support till the time your master's ends, whereas like here you have only till the admit, so which sucks of course. And then you see also the major difference in pricing. All right, so before we like go ahead with these things, I'm going to take a few questions real quick. So Srinidhi with super chat, like I think he said, I'm looking ahead to pursue master's MBA full time. I'm 40 plus. Does it still make sense? I think 40 plus is not bad, especially for MBA and MIM programs, because you still have like work experience. And when you go in towards like management degrees, like it is always nice to have work experience. I think you should still like go ahead with that. Then Arbaz is saying, does it matter having backlog in civil and electronic for CSC? And can you tell me about LMU Munich? Backlog in civil and electronic. Huh? So guys, one very important thing, Arbaz, here. It is very difficult to shift fields in Germany. Like, of course, maybe in electronic, if you have relevant subjects that you took for like the CSC, then you can shift. But otherwise, like it is very difficult, because you have the subject specific requirements. So you have to be careful about it. All right. Then we have the next super chat real quick from Arkaniva Sarkar. What are the job prospects of bioengineering and which university is good for pursuing MS in bioengineering? And okay, so bioengineering is still decent because you have some very big pharmacy companies in Germany, right? So like I wouldn't like think too much about it. You can go ahead and take a look at CHE rankings. CHE rankings for this. Okay, then we have the next one. Good afternoon. I completed my BTech 62%. After that, I suffered. Okay, is Germany still possible? So with 62%, like I said, I would definitely tell you to actually start your masters only for German taught programs. That's better. Then we have the next one. Can you suggest universities which offer courses similar to masters in engineering management? I'm a mechanical engineering. So again, you have a lot of like different universities for it. You have the Hochschule Hof, which also has something related to MBA and excellence. And then you have like some, normal universities, let's say like in Hamburg University of Applied Sciences, you have a very interesting course like related to management and engineering. And then in TUHH, you have that. So you have a few universities, but again, like that's a stupid question. Like ask these or like take a look at these things on DAD. Like I wouldn't remember these universities off the top of my head. Hi, planning for financial related masters. That's the scope in Germany. I'm having 79% in BBA. And so, yeah, absolutely. I think so. A is saying, right. So for finance, if you're having 79% in BBA, like definitely go for it. And 3.5 years of work experience is more than enough. So you should definitely think about this. Okay, so that is covered. Then we slowly head towards our final slides and then like the full-blown Q&A. So here the previous course price was 549 euros, which was around 47,000 INR. Then there was a temporary price change for 34,000 INR, and then like with the coupon discount that you have right now, which is going to be available for a while, and then it might go away as soon as the things get better. Things like get better and like people have the same normal jobs and blah blah. So then of course like it makes sense to me to like have it at the normal price again. But right now when things are difficult, you can avail the course at a cheaper price. Now the 10 seats are left for the Kickstarter session, which I said which will happen next Monday at 8:30 p.m. And the exclusive live session which will be happening for the enrolled students, that will be 5th October at I think 7 p.m. or something. We'll have the timings changed there. That's not a problem. Okay, so we had a super chat from Shanky, but he did not put the question inside, so of course now I cannot read it. So here, Shanky, I have finished my BCA with 60%. Will it be good to join? I would be very careful about it. I think with 60% it's a borderline scenario, so I cannot like tell you I cannot tell you with like 100% surety about it. So I would be skeptical. I wouldn't count on it. Yeah, that's the better way of putting it. All right. So for German taught programs, you can definitely do it. Can I get into TUHH mechatronics after doing a diploma plus bachelor's? Like, will they accept the credits from technical diploma for the ECTS requirements? So Vivek, I think I tell you one thing. I've definitely seen students who have come with that. The main criteria for TUHH is always that you need to have at least 80% score in your bachelor's. If you have below that, then like even fulfilling the ECTS does not matter. And that's a very peculiar requirement, of course, but like some universities have that, and TUHH, because it's my university, I know it very clearly, and they've also like made other people very disturbed with these kind of things. Okay, what is the Kickstarter session? Well, Kickstarter session is like us taking you quickly, let's say in 1 hour session. We will just then go into like super details and like already go through SOP, CV, LOR, university shortlisting, and all of the things that you will need for actually starting your process right away. And anyways, like you don't need to worry about it because the course is always having lifetime access. So it is not a drama if you like miss out, like maybe like attend the live session later or something like that. you have lifetime access to the course. But let's say like this Kickstarter live session, which will happen for the next 10 students, like that is different because they're like, we will already cover a lot of details, and then you don't need to like worry about going through the course entirely. CGPA 6.8 and 18 plus international publications in journal field of CFD and computational mechanics. Can I get admit with low CGPA? So course is TF. Well, if I would be that specific, Virendra, like I would be sitting inside a admission committee. But let me tell you one thing, like University of Bonn, they always like take a look at the overall profile. So with the overall profile, you actually have a good one. So I would like definitely be hopeful about it. All right, so let's jump into the normal Q&A real quick. Swati is saying, is it possible to change from EC in Bachelors to Data Science and Masters? Swati, for that, like take a look at the subject-specific requirements. Subject-specific requirements of a course. There it says what kind of like subjects you need to have studied in your previous bachelor's to be able to do data science in this particular university. Boy, writing is getting just better. Right? So that you can easily find on a university's website. Generally, like it is more difficult to like shift course in this way. Okay, then we have another one which is from Sandeep. I'm currently in BBA final year student, thus studying Masters in Economic in Germany. Yeah, of course. What kind of questions are these? Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean by opportunities? Like, of course, if you're doing your Masters, here are not people like who do their degrees and they're not able to find jobs. It is not India. Like, people who do a degree, who have some skills, they find jobs easily. I understand. I just like get really annoyed with the job opportunities question because yes, like I understand that like everybody has it. But in Germany is a developed country with like industries which are solid in different kind of like sectors. So once you have a master's degree, like, you know, job opportunity is definitely not a problem. Again, some question about PhD. Well, there are not enough people who want to do that. Okay. Well, another question about job opportunities. Now, do we have something relevant? Let's see, like, what is Pankaj saying? I'm planning to come to Germany. Blah, blah. This might seem a bit weird question. Is it possible to change the course after enrolling in a German taught program? Masters. Okay, so this is a nice question. So Vipin is saying, like, is it possible to, like, change the course even if you are in the German taught? So German taught. So yes, that's always possible. You can actually also like do it directly like within the same university. So like you can either do it within the same university, shift the courses, or you can like also then change unis. If you change uni, then you have to go through the entire process of like, you know, ex matriculating from it and then going to the next one and then starting the entire process again. So I just like don't think that's a very good idea, but you know, like as long as you're taking care of the paperwork, then it's all good. All right, so we have now 11 more minutes. I have 2 admits. Krunal is saying from University of Stuttgart versus TU of Chemnitz. Which one should I use? Both automotive, but one which you oh man. Krunal, I think for this I have to like tell you on Facecam. Listen, if you get a place in University of Stuttgart and for mechanical, you just have no idea how crazy like automotive engineering is in South Germany. So University of Stuttgart, headquarters of Porsche, you have so many like Werkstudent like working from University of Stuttgart in Porsche as Werkstudent or like some interns whatsoever. Man, if you get this opportunity, I don't know like why you even comparing like TU Chemnitz with University of Stuttgart. Blows my mind. Like, really bad question. Like that shouldn't have been asked at all. I completed the mathematics honors BSc this year. Prince is saying results will come, but I will get approximately 68%. Can I change course in masters and take another subjects? Um, Very difficult. Like if you're already doing it, Priyam, you know, if you have like 68%, like you've done mathematics, like most probably like you will also like get in Germany some like masters in maths or something, or like applied maths. Applied maths is also always there. Masters in civil engineering from Germany, that is famous for what kind of nonsense? So Mohammed is asking, so should I do masters in civil from Germany because it is famous for automotive? Like I don't understand the link. I came to Germany because I was having my bachelor's in civil engineering. I wanted to do my master's in structural engineering. And there are enough jobs, there are enough places, there are enough companies who are doing different things in every single sector. So, bad question. Araz is saying, I have 8.6 CGPA in BTech from a deemed government university. Can you suggest some good public uni for MS and CS? Again, like I said, like these are the kind of questions that you can always like directly take a look at the CHE rankings. So what does good mean? Good universities. So good universities, if you want to like really obsess with rankings, like you can take a look at CHE rankings. But otherwise, if you just do not want to focus on it at all, and like you want to talk about the universities which are generally like doing really well in all of these different fields, you have TU Munich doing absolutely lovely. You have Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, that's really nice. You have RWTH, you have TU Darmstadt, they're also like doing some very nice things in computer science. So you have all of these universities. Nah, but like of course like do some kind of research about it. Like I wouldn't like memorize the entire like university list, so that like, you know, doesn't make sense to me. All right, we have some more questions. Well, it's just missing out, man. Yep, Shravani is saying something. So 67% in bachelor's and 2 years work experience. As of now, I'm giving IELTS next month, planning to get masters in engineering and management or MIM course. Well, 67%, you definitely have to like apply to more universities, you know, like 12 to 18 universities at least. And then you have to find courses regarding that. That's what I say here. Like, you know, when I was showing you like these different kind of percentages, where was it? Let me just quickly scroll up here. So 67%, that means like you can, let's say, apply to lesser universities too, let's say 12 universities. Here, 60 to 65%, you're applying anywhere. So even here, 12 to 15 universities. Here could be like 15 to 18 universities. And here should like definitely be more than 20 universities. And that's just like how things go. So 67% is nice. Like, you know, in other fields, it might not have been a problem, but in masters in management, so you have your MIM programs, you have a lot of like competition there. So that's why like you should be applying to more. I'm planning to come to Germany for my bachelor's in BBA. I can't find much people talking about it. I want to know if there's a scope again. Really. BBA is everything which is related to accounting, business administration, marketing, sales, corporate finance. And how do you think companies run? Do companies run without these things? No, they don't. So I think like the opportunity, these job opportunities question and stuff like that, that's like real nonsense. Dipanshu is asking something. Dipanshu is saying, am I eligible with 7.3 CGPA in BSc 3-year degree? So BSc 3-year degrees are recognized. First of all, let's solve that part. Nah? They are recognized. That is not a problem. Now 7.3 is not a bad score, and I think you can definitely like try to apply to fields in your own universities. So in your own in the German universities. All right, so we have 4 more minutes here. Let's come up with some better questions. Not the same questions we have seen over and over again. How to apply for fully funded PhD in maths in Germany. Go to DAD database and there you will get more information about it. Fully funded, yes. And because now you're spamming, I think we'll have to block you from the live chat. Okay, Vikash is saying something. Saying 8.2 CGPA. And decent, is it a decent score to get admits? Yes, absolutely. That's a good score. You shouldn't be worried with this. Okay, Saurav is saying something. My college does not have semester-wise exams. Instead, they take annual. I'm in BBA last year. Can I apply without having final grades with just 2 mark sheets? Saurav, if you are in BBA, it would be very difficult if you're just applying with 2 mark sheets. I would like rather recommend that you try to maybe, I don't know, like wait till this year ends or something. Because anyways, like most of the universities, they will have their these application portals open anywhere from like 1st January onwards. So let's say you can do 2 things. You can do first thing, apply to universities directly, which doesn't cost anything, €0. So you have some kind of like idea about it. Generally, universities will not take like 2-year degrees, like 2-year like results only. They need like at least like the 75% thing covered. And the second thing is like you can wait. I generally am never a huge fan of waiting. Like just try it out. Okay, Tarun is saying, what are my chances in computational or computer science with 59%, man? 59% is really low. I wouldn't count on it. Nope. If you learn German, then of course you can go to the German taught programs and then like you have better chances because the competition is less. Then we have Joydeep asking another question. Sir, BTech 8.56, 8.65 CGPA and 8.65 CGPA, and we have 1.5 years of work experience. Can you suggest universities who have English taught course in MSc in chemical engineering? Again, guys, like, I don't know, I just find... Boy, we have already talked about these things few times, but I think I have to just show you again. So, internationale Studiengänge, not even that, you can just go to DAD, search Google DAD international programs, and then you come to this page, and afterwards you just do a normal search. You go to English only programs, you go to masters, and then you write chemical something. Nah, it was chemical? Yeah, chemical engineering. Let's see, you have 7 programs available. Nah? But then you start shifting the keywords. Instead of just chemical, you write something like, I don't know, chemistry, applied chemistry, things like that. Keep searching for it. You will find so many different kind of results, but like I'm never going to like remember these kind of universities off the top of my head when everything is like just directly there. You just have to go to that and like see those universities. Now, of course you can find those universities, but then getting an admission in them is very different because then you have to make sure your documents are in order. Now, if that is fine, then all good. Alright, so I think that is it. We are going to wrap up the session now. You have 1 hour if you want to get enrolled, if you want to be a part of the Kickstarter session. 1 hour or 10 students, like whatever comes earlier. Nah? Like once the 10 students are filled, I'm not going to like keep extending it so that like more people are joining it. 1 hour Kickstarter session, and then you have the live Q&A, which will be announced to you via email. So we will send you the email for the students who are enrolling. We send you the email, and then you have the link for the Q&A, and that's how we are going to, like, you know, not even Q&A, the Kickstarter session. So then we are going to cover all of these things. We are going to cover the SOP, LOR, CV, university shortlisting, and all of that stuff. All right. That's it. Towards the end, I'm going to like do super chat questions. But guys, already I think you can start now, because I'm going to close up the session real quick. So Shravani is saying, for Masters in Engineering Management, how will big courses help me to get a good college? Well, for Masters in Management Engineering, you really need a very solid statement of purpose. You need a good CV, you need a good letter of recommendation. And all of those things are like very nicely, like, you know, made for you in the course. Like, you take guidance from that and then you make them yourselves. And all of these things we have made like with guidance from professors and like admission commission, and already with experience that we have like over the last 3 years. So you can never go wrong with that. I've completed my degree this year with 7.5 CGPA or 82%. Is this score good? Yes, this is a good score, but I don't understand how 7.5 CGPA converts to 82%. How many universities should I apply to? I think then you can apply to 10 universities or something if your score is 82%. With that, you can still, like, you know, get admissions. All right, so we have these things covered. 1 hour TikTok, you have 10 students. And let's say students who like enroll after 1 hour, of course, you still have the lifetime access and everything. And then you will only be able to let's say like see the recording. But if you're like in the 1 hour, then like you'll be able to actually attend, ask your questions and everything, and we can like go into more detail there. Now that will be a longer Kickstarter session. All right, then thank you so much guys for watching the video and being a part of the live session. If there's still some kind of questions left, we can take it up in the next live session for the course, which we will take maybe like in 2 weeks or something. All right. Again, thank you so much for being here, and all the best. I hope you learned something. And because like we also have so many questions, you know, like sometimes you learn from the responses that we have for different questions. If you still want to sit down and like, you know, have a one-on-one call or something, there's also like appointments available that you can apply to. And of course, I do not have free appointments because my time is like really worth the most to me. So like if you want to like apply for appointments too, you have this thing here. You have the studying in Germany sessions, you have the job coaching sessions, and you have the finance planning session. So like this is generally for the people who are from brand device and they want to like figure something out there. All right, perfect. Then thank you so much again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.